All right. So one thing that everybody learned after this last season is that the NFC North is no joke. They are one of the best divisions, if not the best division in all of football. But then the playoffs came and then they fell flat. But undoubtedly, the NFC North in the regular season was the best division in all of football. What made them the best division in all of football? Well, it's the offensive weaponry that is just loaded from top to bottom. You take a look at the Detroit Lions, who've got Sammy Laporta, St. Brown, Jameson Williams, and then you've got the running back duo there, and Jameer Gibbs and Montgomery. And then you look at one of the best duos of wide receivers in the NFL, and Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison. And then you got Aaron Jones to pair along with that. And then you've got the Chicago Bears, who the Chicago Bears looked at the draft, the first and second rounds, and they're like, how can we get better offensively? And that's exactly what they did. They added Michigan's tight end Loveland and then Luther Burden in the second round to pair with DJ Moore and Roma Dunze. So there's talent within the division, and the Green Bay Packers matched it. They said, you know what? We haven't taken a wide receiver in the first round in forever. We're going to go ahead and do that. And then the Packers had some weapons there, in the third round. We talked about that. But when we look at Christian Watson and just the talent that this dude has, when you look at his RAS coming into the NFL, it was off the charts. This dude rated out of 10, 9.96, which that is 12th ranked out of 2,768 wide receivers from 1987 to 2022. That is ridiculous. Elite talent, great size. We know that this dude has all of the tools in his belt to become one of the better wide receivers in the league when we start talking about deep downfield threats. However, he just can't stay healthy. And coming off of a torn ACL, that's the question of like, okay, what's going on with this dude? But the Packers get some great news. Okay, so what's that great news? Well, Christian Watson happens to give the update himself. Let's take a listen.
There, keep just working. I got a couple more months ahead of me, but and it's attacking it every day. I'm in a really good spot.
If you're someone that's gone through so much, just injury wise, you've persevered through a lot. Like, where does that grit and that perseverance come from?
I think it just comes down to what I've been through, in my life in terms of adversity that I've faced. I don't really think that there is anything that could hit me that I wouldn't try to fight through. And
yeah, that's certainly true. Okay, so this dude, Christian Watson, unfortunately for him, he's had to overcome a whole lot. Okay, that's nobody can question that. And I've been not in his side of the court a lot of times just because I get so frustrated with all of the injuries that just mount up, and it seems like this dude can never stay on the field, can never be reliable for the Packers. But I certainly hope the best for Christian Watson. And the great news for the Packers is that he's like, hey, listen, I'm trending towards being pretty good right now. I'm in a great spot. I'm only a couple months out. So that's great news for the Packers because, the Packers just at the depth chart, and we're going to take a look at that here in a second. But I know we all love to provide feedback when watching a football game, and there's either a call that goes for or against the team you're rooting for. And it typically looks like me sitting there yelling at the screen. But guess what? There's a more productive way to do this, and it's called Penalty Verdict. It's an app that you get to download on your phone that allows you to vote on penalty calls in real time for both NFL and college football games. And the feedback contributes to Ref Performance Matrix. And guess what? They get to see their score. How cool is that? Engage with the community of football fans who desire to see fair and accountable reffing from some of these guys out there. And quite frankly, refs shouldn't dictate the outcome of a game. Sadly, sometimes they do. Unlock the next dimension of sports by engaging with real-time polling of referees, players, and teams. View data-driven insights and have an informed discussion about the game. But here's the thing, Penalty Verdict is in the development phase and would love to hear feedback from you. What features do you want to see on the app this upcoming football season? There's also a cool wagers tab on this app that allows you to bet on different aspects of the game, who's going to win, who will get the most penalties, who's going to get the first penalty, things like that. It's super cool. I'm going to drop a link in the video below that I want you to click on. Penalty verdict. What does it mean? Say, devil's advocate, Christian Watson is not able to come back in 2025. What does that mean? Okay, so he's entering the final year of his rookie deal, which means that he would lose the entire season. If he does, on the pup list. And if he's not able to play, that means he's going to have to play 2026 off of a salary of 1.965, delaying his free agency to 2027, extending the Packers, or getting a free agent deal elsewhere. This dude is valued at around $5 million right now. Okay, so if healthy, we know that everybody knows the ceiling is pretty high when it comes to what Christian Watson can bring to the table. So good news for the Packers is that he is trending in the right direction. So when we look at the depth chart of the Packers, so you look at what they've got right now, and it's really freaking good. Okay, so you've got Josh Jacobs at running back to pair with Marshawn Lloyd. Who knows what Marshawn Lloyd can do, but man, Josh Jacobs desperately needs some reprieve there. So when you look at potentially a big 1-2 punch in the NFC North, Josh Jacobs, Marshawn Lloyd. Then you've got Romeo Doubs, Savion Williams. We did a video on him a couple of days ago. This is a guy that brings more than just, his hands to the Packers wide receiver room. This is a guy that can get involved in the run game, get involved in jet sweeps, can get involved in special teams. Then you've got Matthew Golden, who I'm super pumped. Cannot wait to see what this dude can do. And he's going to be in there, which is going to only push Christian Watson, which is great for the Packers. Just pushing each other, iron sharpens iron. And so you're going to get guys in there. Christian Watson's going to be looking at Golden being like, okay, I could be potentially out of job if I don't hurry and get back healthy and come back big and explosive. Then you've got Jaden Reed, Dontavian Wicks, you got Hardman, you got Bo Melton, you got Malik Heath. The Packers wide receiver room is so deep, and this was the crutch of them last season, was just, man, can this Packer team just stay healthy? And they couldn't. Okay, so they couldn't hang on to anything when it comes to drop passes that stalled so many drives. But now the Packers get great news with Christian Watson trending in a very good direction. I'm super pumped about it. I'm excited to see just a lot of tools, a lot of weapons for this Packers offense. Leave your comments, and as always, go Pack Go.